Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see, eh? Well, I wanted to welcome in this new season of my YouTube channel as a way to sort of update you on the system that I'm using and how I'm using it. So the system that I'm using, let's start with that, is the bullet journal system. A lot of people talk about bullet journaling and then you see these like elaborate drawing spreads and like they're very beautiful, but I don't have time for that. So I'm going to use the basic Ryder Carroll bullet journaling system, and I will leave a link in the description, the video that I follow to put the system into my Hobonichi. So I'm using a Hobonichi Cousin, and let's start off with that. This is a Foxy Fix cover with holographic bats. I love this cover, and it has the scalloped pockets. Usually I keep like bills or notes or things in here. Right now I just have it empty for you guys, you know, just to look at this. This is really pretty leather cover. I got this clear cover for my cousin from Lauren Phelps Designs because it has pockets, and I keep these little floating tabs from Martha Plans in here in case I need them. They just slide right on to the edge of the thing. What was really cool is she included a little freebie, but they just slide right onto the page and they stick kind of like that. So that's really cool. So the main key points that I'm going to talk to you today are what topics, I guess, that he covered in the video. When I say he, I mean Ryder Carroll in the video, the bullet journaling video. So the first thing is an index, and the second thing is future log, monthly task list, a daily log, and then migration and collections. So I'm going to be showing you how I do all of these in my cousin. The first thing is the index. At first I was doing it on this. I was using this as my index, which is like the year at a glance. I'm finding that I don't really need an index because the cousin is already like marked for you. You know that the first, if you have a cousin, if you're familiar with the cousins, then the first few pages are the monthly views, and then the second section of pages are the weekly views, and then the third section of the pages are the dailies. So you don't really need an index, and I don't really need an index because I use a lot of these little tabs. So I do index these pages here. This is my notes page, and I do index this like this. Okay, so that's my index. The future log I actually use on my monthly pages like this. So anything that I need to schedule in the future, I usually have them all out like this. I highlight the top dates, and then I highlight any holidays or big events like that, and then I just write the month on the side. And then with little removable sticky notes that you can get from Jet Pens. I got these from Jet Pens. They're really thin and they're like translucent, and that's how I use my future log. I put those in there like that. Okay, then the monthly task log or monthly log I do along the side of the month. So let me show you what I mean. It's just basically a list of things that I have to get done for that month. That's what a monthly task log is. All these different tasks I have to get done this month, and I usually write them along the sidebar. That's where I keep that. The next thing is the daily logs, and I keep those in my weekly views. And then every day I set up my daily log. So I'll write down a list of things that I have to do. And this is my key, example of my little key. Okay, and then migration, how migration works is, and that's basically how your months, your weeks, and your days flow together. So I will take this monthly view here, and anything that I want to do that month, I write it here. But then, so one of the things was I wanted to make a doctor's appointment and a dentist appointment. So I'll write on what day, research the dentist and eye doctor, because I didn't have one in the area. So on this specific day, that's what I wrote down. Those were my tasks for that day. And then you'll see in the following weeks, I put it in. If I don't get that task done that day, then I just migrate it to the next day. I put a little arrow, and I'll even keep migrating as long as it takes. For me, I have no problem rewriting things, because it just embeds in my brain. Hey, I gotta do that. And I have noticed when I don't write it down and I just like forget it, I actually do forget it. So I really like the writing it down and then just migrating it to the next day, to the next day. Sometimes things eventually work themselves out, and then you can just cross it out like he says in his video. So that's how migration works. Collections I do a little bit differently. I don't keep them in my Cousin, because the Cousin doesn't have very many notes pages in the back. So that's why I got this little booklet. And then I numbered them. I numbered every single one of them, and then this is where I keep my collections. Collections are basically, you know, lists of things, like my projects, my video ideas, how I want to set up my planner for next year, meals, any collections I keep in here, because these things I don't want to rewrite, and every year I change out my planner, and I just don't want to keep rewriting it. So here I can keep my collections, and I refer to them a lot. Like this one, I refer to it quite often, because this is my process on how I set up my checklist for how I set up my weeklies, my monthlies, and then my routines. Like sometimes my son forgets pieces of his routine, so I have it all written down here for him. Lists and projects. For example, I needed to sew my blanket, so the first step was to sew the rip, sort the fabric, and then take inventory of what I wanted, measure out my blanket, you know. So I break down every single project into tiny, simple steps, and then those steps are what gets added into my daily log. And basically that's it for the bullet journaling system. I also follow the Zen to Done system, and I will be going over how I use the Zen to Done system in another video. So if you're interested in that, please hit the subscribe button and come back come back again, please. But until next time, thank you very much, everybody. Happy planning. Bye.